Okay, guys, so we are back, but today I'm in a different location. I'm gonna just make sure this is on. Okay, I think we're in business. I tested this, it seems fine. Whew. I'm exhausted. Today, another day, it just fucking wasn't a good day. Another day that was fucking trash, and you know, I have been meaning to file these police reports, mostly surrounding the students in my building who just keep fucking with me. I told you guys about the stalker who stole my panties. He also stole 2 jackets and headphones, and then the other dumbass high school kids who stole an Apple Watch and 3 cell phones. So it kind of got to a point where I literally have to replace all these devices with my actual money, and I'm not making tech money anymore. So initially it was like, it's fine, I'll get over it, but I honestly don't have the $2,000 to blow on those fucking replacement devices right now, so I had to file the police reports. It had to be done. Okay, so I want to talk for a moment about understanding how to use tools and where everyone fits in the ecosystem. As you know, we are literally on a college campus right now, so I mean, you guys have a pretty good idea of what that means. This shit came off again. It always fucking does that. Okay, I think it's on now. Yeah, but so what I was saying, so we're all clear about what meritocracy is, and also let's also define white mediocrity, because just the sheer number of people who just have access to shit because they have tutors. It's not because they're smart, it's because they have someone training them to do shit all day long for 10, 12, 24 hours a day. There's other people who are holding these people's hands being do this, say this, go here, eat this, don't do this, talk to this person, do this internship, type this. And so it's literally just reinforcement learning. Now, the reason that I've been trying to be hyper visible in a plethora of spaces for you guys, because I know that you guys just never see Black people occupying these spaces, and so some people are under the assumption that that means that Black people cannot occupy these spaces, which we also know is not true. But you really do need to actually see Black people doing the things to truly believe that they have the ability thus to do so. Not everybody is on this fucking campus for a basketball or football scholarship. Some people are actually here via academic merit, and just because there is such a small percentage of Black people who get into Ivy League or good public institutions, I probably know all of the Black people who are in these spaces, because I too am one of them. Yes, guys, I am also a UC student. It's just that this is not my campus. I am a student at Davis. So, but they're still universities of California. We're talking about something that's kind of fucking similar. Anyway, so my point is, all the people, every person, every human wants to have a full life. And now that we have more access to technology and lots of food, if you make about $70,000 a year, you can actually live an incredibly decent life, a really, really good life. And that's just not that much money. So you could do things you could sell cell phones, or you could you could work at one of the tech companies, you could be a journalist, you could be a fashion model, you could be a vlogger, you could really be whatever you want to make that amount of money, because it's just not that much fucking money, right? It's just not that much money. Just one job especially if you actually have access to a college education. And the thing is, college education is just so accessible now because community college, you could just start at a community college and then transfer up and continue working your way up. And most people have actually done that, except the people from the marginalized communities. And unfortunately, most of those people are Black or Latino, and they've been literally shut out of the economy. And we're talking about a problem that kind of stems globally, because we're talking about people who, firstly, they don't have access here, and then they also really don't have access in the developing world. So then it ends up being nobody, no one in an entire lineage will have access ever. So They're global problems, they're generational problems, they're racial problems, they're class problems, they're racism problems, they're economic problems, they're social problems, they're political problems. They're just all the fucking problems. And I'm just saying, I'm tired of all of them falling on my lap. But let's go back for a second to the part of people want to live a meaningful life. So what that means is that, like, everyone who has the ability to wants to go to college, like have a college experience. People want to have social experiences, like they want to go out and talk to other people and socialize with other people and have like meaningful interactions, and they want to like have friends and have just all the things, right? They want to do all the things. Everyone wants to do that, and that makes sense because everyone should. Like, it shouldn't just be like a small percentage of people who have access to education and then everyone else just doesn't. Like, no, this is America, and you know, everyone technically should, but also there does have to be some differentiation because like Ohio State isn't Harvard. This is where that conversation with Peter Thiel comes in, where he's like, people should stop going to college because like for most people they're just not that smart anyway, so you're just wasting your money going. And that's true. But we're going back to people wanting to have meaningful lives. So if you know kind of anything about like adulthood, being in a monogamous, meaningful relationship, and really all of the other principles that come with like Christianity, do end up playing out fairly well in adulthood. So, you know, you get married, you have the children, you have the house, you have the career, you have other people in your social sphere who kind of like you, who like respect you. You have your children who like look up to you. All those things make sense. Now here's where the problem comes in. There are people, and this is not a small group of people, this is quite a lot of people, and unfortunately I think globalism has happened a little bit too fast. There are people from the third world and the second world. We'll just call it anywhere that's not America. It's the European trash countries, it's the Latin American poor countries, it's all the backward shit happening in Africa. All these people are coming here with their like backwards, upside down beliefs, and like they're literally like pushing that shit on other people here. They're like, we believe this, we don't like these groups, we don't like those groups, not them, we're better, no, they're better, blah 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 blah, right? They're coming here with all that shit. And I mean, honestly, the only thing that matters here is money. That's it. It just the dollar. That's the only thing that matters. There's not two things, there's not three things. The dollar is bigger than the racism. It's always been like that. It will always be like that. Like, whoever's poor, that's who is on the bottom. And if it's not very clear, we do have quite a few black people who are rich, billionaires. So that means that for those people, like, they aren't going to be on the bottom. And what comes with that hyper consumerism is hyper visibility. So now you have very, very visible black wealthy people. Now, a lot of us saw this shit coming for a long time. There was no denying that P. Diddy's kids were gonna ball the fuck out on every college campus around the globe, and now all over Fashion Week. There is no one is confused about whether Kanye West's children are gonna be fucking rich. Like, we all know, and those are black children. They're blackety black, and so you know what they want to see? Other blackety black children on television, on college campuses, doing normal shit in the same way that they would. But here's where the problem lies. America believes in racism. So all you have propagated for years and years and years is white mediocrity. It's the clash of the Karens. They've been over here, they've been over there, they've been up here, they've been down here. These bitches have been everywhere, all day long, on every television show, every movie, every college campus. The mediocre bitches just kept multiplying. But they didn't see it coming. Like, they just had no fucking idea that there were so many people around the world who were smarter, who were better, who were prettier, who were richer, and who really didn't like them. They didn't even fucking see it coming. And all of a sudden, YouTube, bam, like, opened everybody's eyes. Well, not everybody. I mean, I feel like most people who are on Instagram and who actually followed attractive people around the globe, or fashion models from around the globe for like years and years and years, have seen this coming. But everyone else, all the other dumb motherfuckers from like Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Tennessee, Hawaii, I don't know, what other backwards ass countries, Idaho. Am I missing some? I need a map. What? They never knew because all they have is like that Texas, great. Okay, I've got Texas stories that I just learned about, so it sounds like the racism in Texas, it just hasn't gotten better. The bigots have been out. They're gonna keep being out. And I'm just saying, these people like to travel. Like, bigots like to feel cultured, so they don't just stay in Idaho. Like, no, they travel out to like Wisconsin. They're like, I was in New York. Remember I told you guys about those dumbass like fashion volunteer roommates I had from Wisconsin? Like, who the fuck? These bitches were so fat and they were like working in fashion. I'm like, is this a joke? Like, who sent you? Who bought you a plane ticket to New York? And please go back home. Like, this is ridiculous. And it's like they were ugly and they were fat and they were working in fashion. They're like fashion volunteers. It was just ridiculous. Like, people from small towns will literally put any fucking dream in these kids' heads and make it seem like it's real. It's kind of bullshit. Like, where's the wake-up call? Someone needs to get on goddamn TV and give the wake-up call. I'm tired of it being me. I can't get on Twitter anymore, but the account got canceled. At least I was trying to fucking say it. I was tweeting for months and months. I was posting, I was blogging about it on every workspace. Like, what more could I do? I'm only one fucking person. And I said it in the group chat to Tim and fucking Evan and Sophie. Fuck you, Sophie. Fuck you. If you didn't hear it before, please hear it now, bitch. I do not like you. Anyway, but I said it in the group chat. I was like, we have a real racial divide happening. And everyone thought I was fucking joking. Like, we are literally the icons for these dumb motherfuckers. They've never seen anyone except us. Unfortunately, they keep watching us. And I'm tired of people watching me. Stop watching me. Maybe watch the YouTube channel if it's going to give me some fucking money. But, like, honestly, like, don't look to me for mentorship or kindness. Or at this point, even civility. Because, like, all my civility tokens have been spent. I had them for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I tried for, like, 6 fucking months. But after the headphones and the Apple Watch were stolen, the civility tokens have been spent. No more civility tokens for anybody. Fuck everybody. I said it in a blog. I said it on the Twitter. I'll say it again here now. No more civility tokens for anybody, especially you, Alvin. Motherfucker, I hope you get jailed. Like, honestly. Because, like, who in their, like, how did you think this was fucking gonna play out? Are you joking? May this be a lesson to anyone fucking else. Don't fuck with me ever. How about that? Don't fuck with me ever. Because every fucking time, I swear to God, you'll lose. Every fucking time. I feel like, I was trying to let it rest. I was trying to give it some days. I tried to journal it out. I feel like fucking Solange over here. I tried to sing it out. I tried to fuck it out. I tried everything. And now I'm fucking tired. I'm still upset. What is this, 3 fucking nights ago? I'm still upset. I think I'll be upset for years. Maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3, 5 years, 17. Today also was just not a good day. There was other shit that made it not a good day, but yeah, it wasn't a good day today. Today, not a good day. I don't want to fucking answer the phone, JT. I don't want to send any messages. I don't want any hellos, Lynn. Stop fucking coming outside. Maybe just hit a different route and then I won't have to see your ugly fucking face anymore. How about that? Because I really have tried to, like, bypass you in every way that I could figure out how to, but it didn't fucking work. In the same way that you probably don't want to see me, I guarantee you, bitch, I don't want to see you either. Okay? And I was like trying to be kind. I really tried. I gave it all I had. I don't have any more. It's like you try, you're like, oh, but society. Oh, but the children. Oh, but fuck all that. Fuck all that. No. This is the way it has to be. It has to be this way. There's not 2 ways. There's not fucking 3 ways. There's this way. This is the only way. I'm so sorry, Ariel, that it had to be like this, but it just fucking does. It has to be like this. It does. It has to be like this. this, it's like you try to be kind. You're like, oh, let me just try to do sometimes I think about like, what would Shayla say in this situation to make it kind of better for other people? Because I do feel like sometimes she comes with like rationality, snippets of like, oh, but this would be better. And sometimes I try to listen. I'm just like, oh yeah, this could be a good idea, but I just don't fucking feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore. It's just in the past, like, honestly, I don't even ask her I don't even talk to her about shit anymore. I just do it. And I wait for her to be like, yo, this was kind of fucked up. Which is like what Keisha said today. Honestly, also, Keisha, stop with the fucking positivity quotes. I don't need your positivity quotes. Fuck all that. Like I said, when my mother is dead, send me the obituary. Because I have a video that I would like to release then. I've been working on it for months. I've been writing that script for fucking months. Just gathering evidence. Posting little snippets here, snippets there, just give it a little bit. I know some of you guys are here for the juice. Yes. Also, Eddie, thank you for the call. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you were actually willing to listen to me in my anger without gaslighting it, without trying to pretend like it was fucking something else, because it wasn't. It was fucking anger, and it's still anger. And sometimes anger is just the feeling. Sometimes anger is the mood. Today, anger is the mood. Also, I think some of you guys probably have questions about George. Also, George, if you fucking hack my account one more time, I'm pressing charges. Because honestly, I know it's you. Or fucking Aladdin. And just stop it. Just fucking stop, because it's not cute anymore. I keep getting the goddamn alerts. I'm tired. All I'm saying, so let's go back for a second. Some of you probably have questions about George. And I think, here's the thing. Like, I saw a little, a little video the other day where it was like, oh, the toxic masculinity should stop. We should be better as dudes. And honestly, fuck all that shit too. And this is why I behave that way to George. Initially I was like, oh, let me try to be nice because, like, I don't want to be a player. But I feel, like I said on fucking LinkedIn, I feel more notorious than the goddamn B.I.G. You know why? Because George thought he was a fucking Mac. He was like, ooh, I got her. Fucking flying me out to San Diego every goddamn weekend, thinking like, oh my god, well, I'm here with her now, blah, 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 like making little gossip to other. Did you really think I didn't fucking know, George? Do you really think I'm that goddamn dumb? Motherfuckers. The whole ass time he was the side dude. The whole fucking time. Joke's on you, asshole. Like, you're the one who got caught out here. I told you guys. I started fucking Finstagram. It was me. Surprise. Like, how else was I gonna fucking actually work and live my goddamn life? I'm telling you, the stalkers are real. So you gotta give them something to look at. I was posting pictures of like a tree or a note or something. Like, whoever was there with the original Finstagram account, I forgot the password for that one. But if only I could find it. I mean, the good old days when me and Louisa were like smoking dollars in the car. Just the good old fucking days. I don't even have any of that content anymore. I lost that password. I don't have it. Also, Louisa, if you have those, if you got any of that content, please send it to me, because that's some good memories. Good times, bro. Good times. Anyway, so what else do I have to say? Oh, okay. Here's what I actually realized. Maybe I should have been nicer to Tyler. I do kind of feel like Tyler might be getting caught in the crosswinds at this point, and I feel bad because in his heart, Tyler is a good person, but I feel like it was true. I was like testing the fucking field because I'm like, but how decent is this guy? But like, really, I think it was more about a state of confusion. And this is why I said Tyler is 1/4 of a fucking man. He has a lot of growing to do, and I feel like I'm just doing everyone a disservice by kind of playing along. And I've been doing this for a while, and I just gotta stop because it's not helpful to anyone. And honestly, like, this is what I'm saying too, and I tried to do this to anyone who's looking for the actual role model. I put Yara Shahidi's face on all of those profiles so that you guys would go follow her. Why? Because Yara Shahidi's actually decent. Like, she's like a really good person. Her ethics are great. She's like, she follow her. She is a very good role model for you, but do not look at me to be like I guess, what am I, like, anti? Like, Tim was making a joke talking about bad girl Livy. Like, kinda. Like, I mean, I would just, to me, I appreciate Rihanna being hyper visible first. Because all I'm saying is at least this bitch was making stories about other shit that I could relate to. Everybody else was talking about stuff this is not applicable to my life. Right? So, but also, I'm not trying to be a role model really to anyone. And I'm just saying, like, don't get mad when you got trumped or you got caught up in the Livy madness because you were out here being a fuckboy in the first place. Don't get mad because you got played. Don't hate the player, bro. Hate the game. Hate the game. Hate the game. Like, all I did was play my cards and now everybody's upset. Like, oh, you upset now, bro? Really? Like, oh, it feels bad, huh? When you get caught in the crossfire, it don't feel good no more, huh? Like, when your ass is out there and it's your face and it's your name, oh, it's not funny anymore, but it's kind of funny to gossip about somebody else until it's you. So maybe really, like, I can't remember who I heard talk. I think it was Khadijah. So Khadijah made a video. Khadijah, I don't know how to say this woman's last name, but the YouTuber Khadijah, she posted videos on Sundays, and she made a video this week that was about Chloe Bailey, and how people won't basically let her rest. Like, they won't give her a break, and they keep coming for her and her body type and all this shit about her. And it's kind of like they like, people need to, like, let her fucking live. Like, just let her live and exist in the body that she has, and don't just hypersexualize her just because, like, that body type is really attractive. Here's another thing that I think, and I've been saying this for a while, but I think it might be even more important to be, like, very frank about it now, and also very specific. I think I have been doing this, though. Like, Africa is a continent. I think it's like 54 countries within the continent. So that means there's hella different ethnic groups from the continent of Africa. So when I say I am an African girl and I'm not being specific, there's 54 fucking countries. You would have to ask to know. But there's no part of my American citizenship that I take pride in, unfortunately. Like, if I, we're just gonna save this conversation for another day. But yeah, so when we're talking about ethnicities, not all Africans look the same. It's a continent, not a country. And in the same way that you see I am in Berkeley right now, but most of the people here around me are not from Berkeley. They are not even from California. They're honestly not even from America. Like, when I look around, all I see are immigrants. Just so many. Indians, Asians, Japanese, there's, like, I don't know, weird white people. There's just so many, right? They're all the different types, but they're not from here, but they are here. But how could you cluster all of these people into one group? Like, you kind of couldn't. I mean, you can cluster them by experiences. You can be like, all of these people are in this particular city at this particular time for these reasons, and they're all affiliated with one university. Fair. I accept that. That makes sense. I understand that logic. Makes sense to me. But we can't go farther than that. We can't go. That's as far as we can go. Because there's hella majors on the campus. There's undergrad and there's grad school. There's postbacks. There's fellowships. There's research labs. There's a ton of shit happening. There's the sports people. Like, you got a ton of different shit happening on the same campus at the same time. So we got to be real specific when we're trying to, like, dissect stuff. Okay, so the reason I was going back to the Chloe situation for a second is that in Chloe's particular case, she is very attractive. And it's like, she's not like, just don't do the thing where it's like, oh, she's attractive for a black girl or she's attractive for a blah, blah. No, like, she's really attractive. She's like a really hot girl. And it's kind of hard because, like, it's not even new. Like, black culture has been American culture for quite a long time. So whatever is being, like, pumped up on, like, MTV or whoever the, like, new it girls or, like, hot girls or whatever are, all of them are kind of like racially ambiguous brown people at this point, which actually just clumps to, like, black American. Like, that's what it is. Biracial Beckys are just Black Americans. Like, that's actually what it is, right? Continental Africans are actually pure-blooded. Like, that's how that works. It's like the further and further you get into Americana, the more multi-ethnic and racial you get. But also, it doesn't really make much sense to compare that to like whatever is attractive in Latin American culture, like Anita. And this is why, to me, it was really problematic for Anita to put Ayubam in the video. Like, Ayubam is an African dude. Like, and I don't... It's like every fucking time we try to, like, separate ourselves, bitches just keep crawling back. Like, I don't fucking understand. Why do people want Meg Thee Stallion anywhere near BTS? Like, Koreans and blacks don't even like each other. So, like, honestly, like, stop trying to promote that shit through pop culture. Just let Meg occupy her own space. And let BTS occupy their own space. We don't need to intermingle. Which is why Anita should have put like Maluma in her video and just kept Latin America over there. Okay? Like, I don't fucking understand why they keep coming over here and then being anti-black at the same goddamn time. It's too much. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yes, Ayubam is a whole ass thirst trap. Like, y'all see him. Like, God, her fucking ugly ass is all over him. It's too much for me. Like, honestly, I wanted to puke when I saw it. It was disgusting. I hated it. Blech. Like, it was gross. It almost made me want to unfollow him. But he did make the thirst trap list, so I'm not going to unfollow him. But I'm just saying, it did push me in that direction. It was giving me unfollow vibes, for sure. For sure. Ugh. And I also, like, yeah, I keep bringing up this example because I don't know another one. It's just the most visible example that I feel like the most people can relate to. You just don't compare Beyonce to Taylor Swift. You just don't do it. You don't do it. You compare Taylor Swift to, like, well, I don't know. I feel like she's carved her own lane at this point. But I don't know, other mediocre, well, I don't think that Taylor Swift is mediocre. But whoever the other, actually there are no other white girls. That's kind of sad. Like, white girls had a head start. Y'all should be doing better. Like, there should be more of y'all that I'm talking about right now that I know of and that have something of value to bring. Because y'all have, like, a big-ass head start to be losing. To be down this bad, it's nuts. Like, Addison Rae, really? Like, no. That's incredible. So, okay. Let's go back. Maybe what I'm trying to say is the people who actually relate to content or attractiveness or sex appeal from Beyonce are not chasing Taylor Swift, and vice versa. It's just not. No, it's like it's two different groups. Like, and those people are never crossing lanes, so we can't compare. We can't compare. The best we could do is be like making different categories and like saying that everyone has a mic or something. I don't know. And the reason I'm using pop culture as a reference is because there's just no other spaces where the races combine. And also there's kind of like an equal playing field. There is no other one. The only thing you could talk about is pop culture. It's like, if I think about all the black people in data I know, none of them even talk to, it's like black people in data, white people in data. It's like, there's not even like, it's like the black engineers, the white engineers, and then, of course, the Latin engineers over there somewhere, and everybody else. I don't even, whatever. The point is, and that's what I'm saying, this is why we needed Afrotech. This is why we needed fucking Blavity, because who the fuck else is going to tell these goddamn stories? I mean, I get it. Like, all of the other people, like, honestly, Camille doesn't read Afrotech or Blavity. Wait, Afrotech is a conference. Blavity doesn't read Blavity. For me, though, I do read Blavity. And I'm like, I get it. Because, like, these are the highlight reels that are kind of coming one off. Like, unless you know the person personally who is having that win, how would you hear about it? Blavity. That's the only people, because when I think of everyone, what they're talking about at the fucking New York Times, they're out of touch too. They're out of touch. It's just like white people are out of touch with the fucking world, with like reality. It's like a whole planet full of fucking brown people, and then you have like the news media having like two in the building. It's just like, I swear to God, like, at least there's YouTube. At least there's, and maybe maybe we should all start taking YouTube a bit more. Maybe other people have been doing this and I've just been the person who's like not paying attention, because honestly I feel like I don't pay attention to anyone else. Y'all see I have a lot of fucking shit on my plate right now. And it's not just right now. It's like I'm filled to capacity at like every fucking minute. Like I don't have space for any new shit, and also unfortunately I can't take anything off my plate or like switch some shit out. Like this is kind of what it is, and I can't change it. And it kind of sucks because I don't want to be in this position of responsibility, but there's fucking no one else. Like no other black people ever fucking show up. They always just shut the fuck up and watch me talk. It's fine. I'll continue to be the villain, saying all the shit that no one else wants to say. Everybody can paint me as like evil Olivia, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit. There's honestly, I've said the worst of it. Let's be real. Like, what worse could I have do or say at this point? At this point, like, there's no more to be said or done that could make it better or worse. At this point, we should just call it neutral and move on. But also, we can't call it delusional or not real, because this like very problematic lane that I have carved out for myself is for real, for real. We've got a whole YouTube channel of evidence to prove it, right? Like, at no point can we sit here and be like, whoa, it's a joke, she's joking. Like, if I'm lying, I'm dying, bro. And y'all know that I'm not lying. No. Where is the lie? There isn't one. There isn't one. And here's what I know. I know that there were a significant number of people in the last maybe like year and a half who finally felt visible when they saw Kelly Stamps. I know, because I kind of felt that way too, where I needed another person to point to say like, here is an example of a palatable black that you might be able to point to, who can like say some things or have some experiences. It's just existing in the world, not really causing like problems per se for others, but also has her own lived experiences, a personality, even if it's dry as fuck, and a fucking mic, because honestly that's the only thing that's required. I felt like I've given enough talks though to where I didn't feel the need to like honestly come here and share more of it, because I feel like I've said it already. Everything I wanted to say to everyone who it happened with, I have already said it. I think that some people are in disbelief because they don't think that I would actually say these things in real life. But here's the difference between me and probably you. When I have a problem with someone, I don't go gossiping about it. I will literally at you using my name to your name and talk my shit to you and say it to you in person in the real world. Now, this has been very problematic for some people. They get upset. They cry. They say things like, you're mean. You're mean. I don't like it. Oh, that's socially unacceptable. It's racist. Blah, whatever the fuck else they say. They always have some shit to say, but it doesn't matter, right? Because, like, I also said what the fuck I have to say. And I guess you guys are surprised when I, like, repeat the shit that I said already. This is, like, weeks ago at this point. Like, are y'all confused about the shit that I said to Mello? Because I said it to that nigga's face, and I posted the fucking text messages on Instagram. Is this a joke? I called that bitch. If I literally, like, I walked to the farmer's market to say it to his goddamn face, but he didn't even have the balls to show up. He transferred out. So he couldn't handle the truth. First I said it via text message, then a phone call, and then I showed up to say it in person. At no point was I like, I changed my mind, or I was like, oh, I'm gonna like silently whisper it. Like, no, bro, I said it. Tyler, same fucking deal. Same fucking deal. People get mad when you say some shit. They be like, oh my God, this is uncomfortable. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, you're mean. But it was like some of the shit that was being said I would listen to it. I would go back and I would think, okay, first of all, bro, you're not black. And we need to really have some very clear specifications. Brown people are not black people. So all of you Asians who find yourself being people of color, feel free to go carve some fucking space for yourself on the globe, but you're not black. The black African American, black American experience has already been solidified. Like, we understand what it is. We understand how we got here. Nobody is confused. Nobody is confused. We all know. So stop trying to hop on the bandwagon just because now you realize that you are the same brown skin and complexion as a black American, and therefore now you feel like you can finally identify and see yourself. You are not one of us. No. Bruno Mars is not one of us. They are something else. I don't know why they keep who-riding black culture. Honestly, it's kind of gross. I don't like, everybody's not invited to the cookout. Most people are not invited to the cookout. It's not giving it for me. And I feel like in Tyler's particular case, like, I hate to be the person who's got to like bust the fucking bubble, but who else was going to do it? I mean, he just kept going around just saying shit. I was like, clearly no other person is going to say something. Like, I would repeat some of the shit that he would say to like other black people, and they would be like, damn, if he were to say that in a particular group, they would probably do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, so like, that's another thing that gets tricky for me. I don't know why men feel like it's acceptable to say certain like racist shit in front of me and then expect me to be like the person who's gonna go toe to toe with them. Like, no. If you really want to have some balls and you want to like stand up in the world, go say that shit to somebody's father, right? Like, the racist thoughts that you're thinking and that you feel about the colorism and the texturism and the body shapes and the intellectual prowess, say that shit to somebody's black ass father and watch you get like shot or beat up. I mean, I got stories from fucking Sam. Like, Sam got his face smashed in like 7 times, and I'm not even joking. I could send you, but maybe I'll actually just post a photo of Sam getting his ass whooped like multiple times. I feel bad. Like, it's like white people can't say nothing because they are on the verge of dying out. Like, it's not like you just can't say it. Like, I was surprised. I was like, wow. Like, I mean, dude, he had like 2 purple eyes. His jaw got like knocked and smashed in. He was like bloody on both sides. Like, it was awful. And it's kind of like, I feel like that's kind of like a hate crime. But also, what happens between men is kind of not my fucking business, right? Like, I'm not going to get involved, but I'm just saying that's a perfect example of a white boy talking shit and then getting his face smashed the fuck in. And I felt bad. I was just like, that's incredible. Like, whatever. I don't know. It's unfortunate that we have come to this in society, but we have. And I'm just here to tell the tale. Let me be like, what is it? It's not Eartha Kitt. Who's the woman that Nicole Hannah-Jones always like vlogs? I just want to be this bitch in history. I don't want to be the person who's actually out here committing the crimes. I'm just here telling the stories of the lost Karens, just interpreting for the other people. I'm sorry. Also, I do send funny quotes to friends that I have at the time. Jennifer, if you've been collecting content this whole time, you are one smart bitch, because honestly, I've been trying to connect the West Coast and the East Coast for a long time, and you seem like the only person who's keeping up. So good for you if you really are paying attention. Is this motherfucker on? I feel like it just keeps dying. I don't know. Also, isn't it surprising how much juice, like, this shit has lasted for days? Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, it just feels so freeing to actually say, especially the shit about, I think, here's another thing, and I gotta be serious about this. I really feel like people are under the belief that one day I will feel a particular, like, affiliation to my mother and therefore, like, come back around. Like, there was a real time when I was like, oh, but she's my mother and therefore I should be nice. Like, she's the mother that I have, and therefore insert whatever bullshit quote that you have, right? It's like other people in the world like their mothers, and so therefore yeah, but that, like, I can't describe to you the amount of, it took me a whole last year to get to a place where I don't feel that way anymore. But, like, bro, I don't feel that way anymore. It's come, it's gone. It was awful while it wasn't even good. It was awful while it was here, and it is no longer here. And thank God for that shit. I mean, if I were to have any sort of like Jesus prayer, it would be for me to just never run across this bitch in life ever again. Let me, like, I don't know what's the worst that could fucking happen, but let that shit happen, because like it's just not I don't know, it's just not giving it for me anymore. Here's another thing I guess I really realized, and I don't know, like, I don't feel like I was actually doing an awful job of kind of like reporting on the shit that was happening while it was happening. Like, y'all saw me like writing posts about shit. I wasn't that quiet. I mean, I was giving quite a lot of TikToks. I guess I could have done more, like TikTok, Instagram, and, you know, being better at like editing my shit so that I spelled things correctly. But let's be real, like, even if I have a fucking typo, we can't deny like the shit that was done. It's kind of like sequel is sequel. If the fucking query runs, then it fucking runs, okay? Just because I made a typo in the blog post, I don't know if that's taking away from the actual code that was written and run and propagated internationally. Let's be clear there, because I do feel like there might be some confusion around that. Okay. I don't actually know. You know, this was nice. I do feel like I got quite a lot off of my chest today, because like I said, in the beginning of this talk, it was a bad day. Bad day. Oh, I actually don't know if I drove this point home, and I want to do that. So okay. There's like a finite amount of resources and people right now. So, like, wherever you are, like, let's say if you're at UC San Diego, or you're at Harvard, or you're at a community college, the people who are there now, whatever they're doing, like maybe they're studying biology, or maybe they're studying psychology, whatever they're doing something, and they've made the choice to like pursue academia, to engage in it in some way. Okay? Those people are all of the people. I'm putting all of those places and schools together, even though they're all in different places in the country. I'm clumping all of those people together as being like collegiate. All of those people are going to go on in life and do stuff. Like, they're going to occupy a space in the society. They're going to have to live somewhere on their own, outside of their family. They're going to have to pay bills, okay? They're going to have meaningful relationships with other people. They're going to have neighbors. They're going to go to the grocery store. All of those things are going to exist for all of those people. All of those people are going to choose partners. All of them. All of them. And it might not be the person that you're expecting. All of those people are going to make mistakes along their journey of finding whoever it is that they want to be. So they're going to be in bad relationships. They're going to be in good relationships. They're going to fail. They're going to succeed. They're probably going to try therapy. They're going to lose some people. They're going to lose some family members. Because, like, death, it just happens. They're going to, like some jobs. They're going to not like other jobs. All of those things are going to happen for all of those people. But, like, here's something real. There are some people who aren't there. As in, like, some people are not born yet and are not, like, they don't have the potential to participate in that, like, situation because they're not there. And so it's kind of like when you're thinking about who's gonna go where, who's gonna have what, it's the possibilities are of the people who are there, right? And so here's I feel like some people are under the impression that like more spots are going to be like taken away or created, and that the way that someone looks phonetically is going to determine their ability to occupy or not occupy a space. So let's give an example of this. So like, we don't know what the kids are going to look like who are going to be born. We know that there's a whole bunch of corona babies. We know that's true. But like, when we really talk about like the ethnicity of them, we don't know like what they are, right there. And so also the country's just not white. It's just not. The world's not white. Okay. So we're going to need teachers for these new babies who are coming up. We're going to need like therapists for these babies that are coming up. We're going to need doctors, all kinds of doctors, lawyers, all kinds of lawyers, technologists, all kinds of technologists, actresses, all types of actresses, singers, all types of singers, journalists, all like musicians, people who are making clothes, vloggers, environmentalists, researchers, like all of those things are going to be needed for the people who are being born now. We don't know what they look like, but we're going to need those things. Every person, there's a space, like every single person, there's a space and an opportunity for them to occupy one of those spaces. So you can choose. You can be like teacher, okay, social worker, engineer. Like everybody gets to choose one, and that's why there's like a crap ton of majors in college. There's like all of these choices. All of these choices. And we really do have like a system, a whole system that's in place really from birth to death where you can live a very good life. Like the whole thing, every single day. There's like a routine that's in place. This is why it's actually kind of confusing to me. Like, why do people think like all of these like awful things are going to come and ruin the whole society that's taken like such a long time to create? Like, you get up in the morning, you go to work or school, then you come home and you can watch television, or you could rehearse, you could do your homework, practice for a new skill, or you could like create something new, or you can just chill out and spend time with your family. All of that is like an option. And so, like I said, most of the people in the adult society want to have meaningful relationships. It's like a one-to-one sort of situation though. Like, you're going to be in a relationship with one person. So like, if that person is in a relationship with you, they're kind of like not in a relationship with someone else. Like, I feel like this is the part where I feel guilty, because I feel like I was doing a whole bunch of like fuck girl shit where it was like I was just rotating people through, and having a whole bunch of conversations and interactions with all of these different people, even though I didn't really have any intent to like be with them or have any long-term relationship with them. Like, and I knew this, so for me, I kind of used them. And in this case, I feel like I did the same thing with Tyler. It's like, I knew this, but it's like maybe I don't know, whatever the narrative is, everyone has their own narrative. I'm just saying, for me, it was very clear of like, I want to do this, I don't want to do this. Also, there's not going to ever be no space for people who understand how the society like works. As in, like, if you're able to like get up in the morning and like show up and talk, which like basically everybody who graduated from high school is able to do that, like, you're going to be able to have a job, I don't know which one, but a job, and like, you're going to be able to pay your bills, and then you're going to be able to like continue, and then like, there you occupied your space in society. Like, bus drivers have a space in society, lawyers also have a space in society, engineers, like, everyone has a space in the society. And I feel like, to a very large extent, a lot of society has been thrown off because some people actually have just been choosing not to occupy a space in the society, and they've been doing that because they've been living off of their parents' money. Like, they just stopped working. They also didn't go to school, and so everyone opted into being like a YouTube content creator. But I mean, like, everyone. This is the reason actually that I went the other way, where you might be wondering, like, why didn't you start this channel a long time ago? I didn't want to be a content creator. I didn't feel like I had anything new to say. I felt like all the shit that I had to say, I heard somebody else say it, and I didn't feel like anybody needed to hear it from me. Well, now I see that was like delusional, because clearly, like, in order to believe that a black person can do something, or a black female, you gotta see the black female doing something, and I'm like a pioneer in every fucking aspect of lived reality, and it's exhausting. Like, that's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. Ugh. Like, just because I have a mic and a camera now, I'm Oprah. Like, this is bullshit. I don't know. I'm just saying. Also, maybe I'm just like super petty and passive aggressive, but I don't like when people tell me that I can or cannot do some shit, or try to tell me how to do some shit in my life. Here's another thing that also came up for me today that got a little bit annoying. So, like, at the job that I'm at right now, most of the people who are like really skilled are all in one place, and then in the other place there's like no one. And now I was in kind of the other place for a minute, and I got transferred, and now they're trying to like transfer me back. But see, here's the thing, like, I actually have accumulated a fair amount of skills at this point, and I don't want to go back. So if I leave, they will actually have no one. They will have to take like months and months and months to like train a new person to be able to like occupy my space. And they don't have the resources or even the people to do it. Like, they actually can't get anyone to fill the role. So if I leave, the role will be empty. This is the same thing that actually happens in terms of like relationships. Like, if men are so vile in society and women just say, we're gonna just stay away from them altogether, which is kind of what's happening. College campuses are full of women. There's actually not that many dudes who are even here. And women who are college educated actually don't want to mate with people who aren't. So there's a whole bunch of dudes who are now not college educated, and a whole bunch of girls who are, and are like, we don't want to be with the others. So now there's men in blue collar jobs who can't get any women. They can't get any wives at all. At all. Because all of the women have left. All of them. That's a crazy society. And all I'm saying is I've been narrating this. And also, I'm just saying, on the other half of that, if you actually know where the quality men are, you can kind of have a field day, which is what maybe I've been awful and I've been doing that. It's not nice, but also, I'm sorry, George. Okay, I feel bad. I should be better, but I wasn't. I was like a bad girl, and I should be nicer, but I was nice. Oh well. Society's also not nice, so it's like not just me. It's like not just me. Like, I'm not the only one who's out here being mean. Other people are being mean too. So there's like a nice distribution of people being assholes, not just Olivia. So let's make that clear. Also, of course, the sun is going down again. But I'm glad I got that off my chest. I did need to say it. I had some feelings. So yeah.